This video is going to deal with pedaling, and so first we'll talk about the posture of your foot. Don't mind my sandaled feet. I decided not to wear shoes, so just try to pay attention to the actual pedal and of course the posture and position of my feet. So first of all, the heel is what we rest our feet on. Okay, that's our heel in the back. These are our toes right in the front, right? Okay, so we'll want to make sure that we're always resting our heel on the ground here, and we never play the piano like this, where we're kind of pumping it up and down like this without the heel resting nicely. And of course we want our foot to be straight, not sideways or like this, you know. We should be more or less straight. The other place is where to put our foot, and so if we just show the toes better. Some people talk about simply putting the your big toe on it. Maybe we can go a bit further and just put the ball of our feet. So the ball of our feet is kind of the area right in front of the toes. So you can see, there we go. There we go. So not just the toe, but maybe a little bit more in. Okay, but there's still a little bit gap. You know what? See, I can go in further. Okay, so we don't want to be going all the way there. Like that, smack too much, a little bit more back. There we go, something like that. So you kind of want it on the ball of your feet, right in front of your toes. Okay, but definitely not like that. The other thing is we want to watch out for thumping or making noise. This happens when we allow the pedal to come and hit the top of the there of the wood, and so that causes lots of noise. The other thing is sometimes we might smack the pedal, and we'll hear this kind of annoying sound. It's worse depending on the shoes you're wearing. So if you're wearing like for men, if you're wearing formal shoes or anything hard, then you hear a big click clack kind of sound. So my sandals are a bit soft. Okay, so watch out for that. Okay. So watch out for those two things, thump and smacking it. Okay, no smacking. One thing to be aware of with the piano is the bass notes take longer to clear. So for example, if I'm holding a chord, right, and I release the pedal, then the sound will stop. Okay, so what we need to be aware of is the high notes will clear faster. For example, you see, you're not hearing anything really. I'll do an up-down pedal change, and you'll hear that the sound will clear. Up-down, the sound cleared. The sound is clear. But in the bass, if you were to do that, up-down, it would still catch a little bit of the sound. Listen. You can hear a little bit more lingering in the bass. Okay, it's worse when you do it faster. So if I do fast here, up down, you could hear a little bit of a thump on the piano. Up down, a quick up down. Now if I do down here, it's a little bit more obvious because the bass, you can hear the bass more. You can hear that, can't you? So if you do a quick up down, it will not give time for the bass strings to stop vibrating, and you will still catch it once the pedal comes back down. You can still hear the bass, going. So the answer is, if you want clarity in the bass strings when pedaling, you have to give the strings time to stop vibrating before you put your foot back down. And now it's quiet. Okay, so you go up, you have to wait a little longer and then put it back down. Up, wait a little longer and put it back down for the bass. Okay, now how do you know how long to hold your foot up and when to put down? So the key thing is you always have to listen, 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 listen. Listen for clarity. That's how you learn. And your ear tells your foot when to move. Ooh, I need to lift the pedal. ooh, I need to put it back down. Ooh, I need to be faster. I need to be slower. I need to put it at this a little sooner. I need to put it down later. The ear, you are training your ear to develop that ability. Okay, so you have to listen very carefully to the sound you are making. Now, let me just demonstrate a piece. I will demonstrate the most common way we use pedal, which is overlapping pedal, up, down, to connect sounds together, to make them nice and sustained, and the sound connects from one to the other, the chords flow from one to the other, connected and legato, so there's no gap in the sound. This is a very common way we use the pedal. I will demonstrate this using the Sonatina in A minor by Kuhnau. Sorry, Kuhlau rather. Yes, Friedrich Kuhlau. Kuhnau is another guy. So here we go. I'm going to play the Dolce Legato Assai section, which is right there, Dolce e Legato Assai. It's a sweet, nice melodic section. So I will demonstrate it sort of in a correct way, meaning if I'm using pedal, then it should probably sound like this, nice and connected. Whoops. Okay, there was a little mistake there, but otherwise the pedaling was basically correct, what I wanted to demonstrate. Okay, now let me do it incorrectly, okay? But before I do that, I'll just play the same passage again, and I will leave my foot up there so you can see. Here we go. So the score is a little bit smaller now. I'll do it correctly, I hope, and observe the pedaling and the sound that we are getting. Okay, I play a little bit slower also, so you can kind of see what's going on. Now I will demonstrate it in another way, and listen to the sound. What kind of sound do you hear? Okay, how does it sound? And compare it to the way I just did. Okay, so you heard obviously a clear difference. It didn't sound as legato, but it also sounded, there were gaps in the melody. The melody, you know, like that. It wasn't legato sounding. But also it sounded muddy at times. It sounded like there was blurring of the different chords together. Okay, so why is that? And the main reason is simply the timing of the pedal. Okay, so I was going up, down, which is correct, but I was doing it at the wrong time. So this is a common issue, and the mistake I was making was I was lifting too early and bringing it down too early as a result. Okay, so the up, down was at the wrong time, right? At the wrong time. So for example, if I just do the very beginning there, up, down, right? So I'm bringing it up before the next quarter note, up, and down with the next quarter note. You see? So I'm lifting up before the beat and then down exactly on the next note or the next beat. Okay, so that is incorrect. So let's take a look at a little exercise we can do to work on that.